Now we already have put the wire in for the veil. Now I've used a heavier gauged wire so that you can actually see me doing the wire on the camera. So we're going to take this now. Bunch it all up so that you can run the wire through it. At the end of your wire. For some people, they find it easier just to put the wire in, fold it over, come across. And now this wire here goes under her head, under her hair, and around the top to secure your veil on your doll. This part coming down, and then of course the top part coming over the top. Now this is, again, you position your veil on your doll how you would like it. The veil, you want like a veil to come down and just be a frame around our bride's face. So you take pins and you're going to hold this in together with pins so that the weight of the veil will follow a nice line. Okay. All I'm using is pearlized straight pins from sewing. So these pins will get removed as soon as the icing has dried on the veil and attaching the veil in the spot where you want it. The colored pins definitely help for the removal, so you can see them. The most difficult thing is to actually do the edge of the veil. Take your icing and go lift, pull, and because it is nylon, it does not really want to actually attach to the veil. And this gives you the impression of the veil having embroidery, and more important, the line of the edge of the veil is then outlined. So the delicateness of the veil and of her face is now like a picture frame when you do this with it. It is difficult. The piping lines do break, but it is worth the effort. The beadwork, as you can see, and the lace work on her arm is just a series of dots, similar to what you've done on the dress. So now you're going to be doing it freehand and right onto her arms. Keep it small and simple. The smaller, the better. And there you have it. We've just finished doing the embroidery on her arms and on the bust and whole bodice of her gown. And we are now going to move on to doing her tiara. Tiara is done again with the number 0 tip and icing. And we have, this time, we have hologram silver glitter sparkle dust. You can pick again up from Creative Cutters. So again, we make a ball with the icing right into the glitter dust. And then we're going to come and put it right next on the veil, next to the other two of it. And squeeze that ball right there onto. Okay. It's just a halo, a simple line. Not too big. Now this one will stick out a little bit more because I have put the ball behind it. So you want it to have a bit of depth to it. And so these ones now pick up more of the light. And there you have your wonderful doll finished, ready to be set on your cake. We are going to be doing the first and easiest doll. This is the Princess Kate party dress doll. And all I've done is got a Barbie doll, taken a scrunchie and put her hair up and lifted her arms up. I've taken 2 cupcakes and put the doll through the 2 cupcakes and then put the skirt pattern, underskirt pattern, on the front and back of the doll so that she is ready to go. This will also give you support for your sugar paste when you put your other skirt, your final skirt, over the top. So we're going to again take our sugar paste and roll it out. So you roll your fondant or sugar paste, whichever you want to call it, and you see that it is rolling and lifting up around the edges. That's when you know you have rolled it thin enough. Okay? You want to keep a piece thick at the back so when you go to lift it up, you can lift it up with no problems. You're going to take your side pattern for your doll dress, and you have 2 of these. This doll pattern has 7 pieces to the doll pattern. You're going to take your side pattern, and again you're going to cut it out from the thin part, thick part of the top, keeping it very thin, keeping it all nice and thin, going from the top to the bottom in a straight line, lifting this up and away. And lifting up your pattern with your pattern and your skirt. And you will probably won't need this, but I'm going to put just a little bit of water across the top, just so it adheres to the actual doll. This lining that up at the bottom of the doll. This now is going to come to the center of the quarter of her back, over the side of her hip. This one coming up over to the other side front of her hip. And this will then actually go with inverted pleating, pushing your fingers up to get inverted pleating and nice thin drapage along the front of your skirt. And again, we take the sugar paste, set it against the doll, and wrap it around her body, letting the natural folds just fold in. And cut. And we take away the excess. That will look like so in the front and like so in the back. We want the overlapping because we are now going to be rolling the front panel of the dress. So now that this is set a minute or two, you usually take now and give some fold definition to this by just loosening this just a little bit and bringing it back in again. And so you can see that it has a little bit of movement and flowness as it flows out here. So your next dress piece is your front panel. You're going to take it over top your pattern. Pattern is underneath, and you're going to just take 1/8 of an inch and just roll the edge of this over ever so slightly. And this is just to give your dress body and depth and support for when you lift it up. Now you're lifting up with double that thickness. And again, you're just going to lift it up with your panel, paper behind it, on the top, and set it in place.